Today we're going to be taking a look at 7678 Droid Gunship. This set was released in July of 2008 with 3 minifigures. 2 of them are technically exclusive, but more on that later in the video. It also includes 329 pieces, and when it came out, it only retailed for $30. But if you want to buy this set new, sealed in the box today in 2023, you're going to be looking at paying around $140 to $160. Now, taking a look at the front of the box here, you can see that it obviously has that classic white Clone Wars box art. That definitely gives me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people, a lot of nostalgia. And then you just have a display of the set along with a pretty nice Kashyyyk background, which is kind of interesting because it's labeled as a Clone Wars set on Brickset, and it has the white Clone Wars box art, meaning that LEGO intended for it to be a Clone Wars set, although it has a Kashyyyk background, and the other episode 3 sets that came out in 2008 had the Darth Vader box art. And what's even more strange is that this set came out in 2008 and the Droid Gunship didn't even appear in the Clone Wars until season 5 episode 5, which aired in 2012. So still to this day, I really don't understand why this is considered a Clone Wars set. It's clearly an episode 3 set. Now, moving on to the back of the box here, you can see a nice showcase of all the features of this set, along with advertising for some of the Clone Wars sets that released in 2008, including the Magna Guard ship, the V-19 turret, and the ATTE. I do have to say, I definitely prefer the brighter LEGO Star Wars box arts over the ones that we have today. I know this particular white box art, being the 2008 Clone Wars version, might not be as minimalistic and clean looking as some of the box arts that we have today in 2023, although it looks way more vibrant and it definitely catches the eye a lot better. And then moving on to the instructions, the front is obviously just going to be a reprint of the box art, and then it opens vertically to show your typical LEGO Star Wars building instructions. And then on the first page here, you can see some instructions that tell you to sort of sort your pieces and like don't put them outside, leave them inside, stuff like that, which is one of these things these classic LEGO Star Wars sets did because they didn't have numbered bags back then. And then in the back, you're going to have your piece inventory and then some showcases of the features of this set. And then you're going to have some advertising for the Clone Wars sets that came out that year, like the Republic Gunship and the V-19 turret. And then you're also going to have some advertising for some of the other sets that came out that year, including sets like the first Hailfire droid, the first AT-AT, Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, and the Rebel and Imperial battle packs. And moving on to the figures, this set only comes with 3 battle droids, and they're really just 3 normal B1 battle droids. There's really nothing entirely special about them. The one in the middle is just your typical 2 bent arm battle droid that was featured in 16 sets released between 1999 and 2014. Although what I was talking about earlier, the ones on the right and the left side are technically exclusive because they have 2 straight arms rather than 1 bent arm and 1 straight arm. I know it sounds kind of dumb. It's not like there's any exclusive prints or anything, and you can easily make this. You just need 2 battle droids and then you switch out the arms. But this is the only set that a double straight armed battle droid has officially come in, so theoretically these are 2 exclusive figures. Now, moving on to the actual model here, you can see that it looks good for 2008 standards. It definitely doesn't compare to the 2 newer Droid Gunship models that we got in 2014 and then later on in 2019, but for 2008 this was definitely a pretty solid model. On the front here, you can see that it has this main cannon that can move up and down, and then on each side you obviously have 2 ball turrets that can move in any direction that you want them to. And also they made it to where you can actually put the battle droid inside of the head of the ship, and it's kind of strange. You kind of have to fold him down and kind of cramp him in there, and then when you fold it back down it kind of squishes him a little bit. And I think this is kind of stupid because this is a Droid Gunship, meaning that it has an artificial brain, but I guess LEGO just wanted to include a pilot as a play feature. And then moving on to the back of the ship, you can see that there is some minor details and then some stickers on here. There's 2 in the front and then 2 in the back, and then on top there's 2 on those circular tile pieces. And like I said, there's some minor details up here. I feel like they definitely could have added a little bit more, but that would have bumped the price up because it's already had 330 pieces for just $30. But I think LEGO definitely had the ability to add some more detail back here and bump up the price to $40. I think that still would have made this worth it. And then on each side there are 2 wings with these guns on the side that can move up and down, and when they're folded down, this is basically what holds the bombs into place. And speaking of the bombs, if you flip it upside down here, you can see that there is just this Technic rod here, and then 3 bombs will slide on there on each side. And I think this looks so freaking cool. It might not look as accurate as some of the newer Droid Gunship models, although I love how the bombs kind of hang in a staggered formation. It makes it look sort of like a fighter jet, and I just think it looks really cool. And then also on the bottom here, there is some landing gear that can fold up and down, which looks kind of strange because they are 2 bionicle pieces, although it definitely fits the droid aesthetic. And basically the way that you drop the bombs is on the top here, there is this circular gear piece, and then you just twist that and it will pull the Technic rods and the bombs will fall. Here's what it looks like from underneath as you can get a better look at the mechanism here. And I do have to say, this is one of the most simple yet impressive LEGO Star Wars play features I've honestly ever seen. As you can see, there's this rubber band here and then these 2 Technic rods, and when you twist that gear piece, basically both the Technic rods go inwards towards the center of the ship, and then the bombs are able to just slide off of them and fall down. And like I said, this is definitely one of the coolest play features I've ever seen, and it's definitely one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars play features on any set I own. Now this set definitely doesn't hold up to today's standards, and it's definitely not as good as the newer Droid Gunships that we've gotten, but it's definitely still a classic, and like I said, it's a pretty solid set for 2008. There is a fair amount of detail, although I think there could have been a little bit more, and then of course, like I just mentioned, it has one of the best play features I've ever seen on a LEGO Star Wars set, and for the minifigures, it is just 3 battle droids. I mean, I wish they could have included more figures, or maybe just 2 battle droids and 1 other figure, although I don't really know what figure that could have been, as this set is based off of Revenge of the Sith, and this came out in a sort of weird time period. It kind of came out right after the first major wave of Revenge of the Sith sets, so if it would have included a clone trooper, my best guess is that it would have just been some type of phase 2 classic trooper, either an all white one or maybe another shock trooper, although the shock troopers did come out in the ATAP that same year, and I doubt LEGO considered reusing the green scout trooper from the turbo tank in 2005, so my best guess is that if this would have come with a different figure, it most likely would have just been a classic white phase 2 clone trooper. Now here it is compared to the 2019 version. Unfortunately, I don't have the 2014 version. I hope to get it soon and maybe compare all 3 of these sets. Although looking at it next to the 2019 version, you can really see what I was saying, as it doesn't really hold up compared to this one, as this one just looks way more accurate to the actual Droid Gunship. Although I still do have to say that the bomb dropping mechanism on the older one is way better than on the 2019 version. Let me know what you guys think about this set in the comments, and if you were ever able to pick this set up back in 2008, or if you got it after it retired. And if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see them on the end screen right now.